right, all right. People are starting to pile in. I love it.
Welcome to All Things YouTube. Your host, Matt Haas, will be here soon. While you're waiting, here are 4 things you can do. 1. Get to know others in the chat room. Make friends. Don't be shy. Only awesome people like yourself are allowed in here. 2. Share this show. Hey, your friends also need to up their YouTube game. 3. Like and join this show's Facebook page and group. They're both great resources. Finally, slap a big ol' like on this video. That really helps. Matt will be here soon.
All right, all right. Did you notice how smoothly that went? Oh, I have some news about this streaming software. I made a complaint, and it yielded some awesomeness. So I'll share that coming up at the top of the show. We'll listen to some more audio jams from amplitunes.com. Hashtag not sponsored. Mr. Zach Herberholtz has a handful of free audio tracks anyone can use for commercial purposes. Check it out. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to another All Things YouTube. You know me. I'm Matt Haas. This is All Things YouTube, and I have an amazing show. I found a way to hack YouTube legally, somewhat ethically. It's going to be crazy. You are going to want to share this out with friends because it's one of those things where you're like, why didn't I think of that? You know, you get slapped around, you get slapped around so much, you get tired of being slapped around, and then you figure out, hey, I can do the slapping. I'm not very good at analogies, but that's what it's like with the YouTube copyright system, getting slapped around all the time, and oh boy, I am ready. Matt, you have complained to the guy you get your Powerball tickets from. Brenda G's in the house. Hi, Brenda G. Yes, her and I have a Powerball agreement. We're playing the Powerball until the big jackpot wins. And after Brenda or I win, we're going to split the winnings with each other. Woohoo! There you go. Mark's capturing the minutes. I love that. Oh my goodness. Nope. I looked into this hack. I'm guessing it will fall under YouTube's new non-viable provision. Nope. This is purely on the up and up. So we'll talk about it. I'm just learning about it, but I was not going to do a show today. This is airing on the 27th of January, 2020. And I was putting together my taxes, getting all my papers ready for tax time. And I need this time to do that because my appointment's tomorrow. But I can't not share this with the YouTube community. First, the YouTube community is totally awesome. And I have to share this with you. Why is Matt's face so red? Does he blush when hacking? I think that's the camera. Let me see if I can deal with this here. Take a little bit of that out. Meow. How's that? I think that was the saturation. We'll see. Who knows? Yeah. You told us last week there would be no show. Hey, I changed my mind. Depends on what kind of hacking he's doing. I know. It's crazy. Well, let's have a little bit of fun here before we get going. Hey, you know what I do Thursdays? Mind Equals Blown. That's Miss Brenda G's channel. She has a channel called Brenda G's Designs. We stream Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern. And this next show, which will be February 6th, Thursday. No, I'm sorry. We're still in the 30th. January 30th. Sorry. January 30th, 7 p.m. She's giving away more free stuff. So check out Mind Equals Blown. That's a show where we ask audience members to give us interesting facts. If it blows our mind, it will warrant free virtual tacos and free cowbell rings. It's a lot of fun. It's a support stream. Find new friends. Get support for your channel. Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And should be a lot of fun. So do check that out. I also have a new way of supporting the channel with tips. If you trigger a tip through this, a screen will come down over my face and do a little announcement. Same thing with new subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, there'll be a banner in front of my face saying that you've subscribed to the channel, and it marks the latest subscriber and the latest live tipper down there. And the subscriber counts live too. That'll roll up. I think that's fun. I also have a Patreon. You can support me with a monthly donation there. Totally optional, but a few people do. Let's take a look. My top patrons are Jerry Brown from Polly Once a Crafter, Portal Woodworks, and Osprey Mama. Thank you for being top patrons. Also, we have Driveway Workshop with Jim Bashirs and Harneal Media. Thank you for your support. $1 patrons are on the bottom. If you want to become a patron, I'll put your stuff up here every week, and I have an email newsletter, and all of this information is in my email newsletter with links out to your stuff. And of course, I will have to redo this graphic so you can... Hey, we have a subscribe. Did you see it? What's going on? Something did appear there. I think I had my stuff over top. Darn it. Well, we'll see. Yeah, there's Dave. I think he unsubscribed and resubscribed, but that's cool. So our $1 patrons are Shane's Hobby Shop, Miter Mike's Wood Shop, Anna B Workshop, OJ Woodworking Crafts, Javi's Wood Shop, Marcel's Workshop, JP Woodwork, The Mad Maker, and Mike Laffey from Maybe I've Said Too Much. That's a podcast, and it's awesome. Special thanks to Makers Media Network. I am a proud member of Makers Media Network. Find out more at makersmedianetwork.com. Hashtag not sponsored. I have 0 sponsors on this channel. Anything I say because I want to, not because I'm getting paid to. Not that I don't want to be sponsored. If you want to sponsor, hey, call me. Hit me up on the social medias. Yeah, I saw that too. There's some sharp eyes there. Look at this. See, the Stream Elements bot is there. You know, I have just the fun exclamation mark and the word taco. It'll give you free taco. Well, I've programmed it with some other foods. So if you want to have fun with that, type a exclamation mark in the chat followed by a food item. And if it has an emoji, you have a 5% chance of it being a trigger on the Stream Elements bot. Him and I Customs is here. Welcome back. Who else is here? Mark Lindsay, welcome. Brenda G's Designs is here. Welcome. Dave Gatton, hello, sir. Harneal Media, always on the stream. Harneal Media, that's Steve Nealon. Welcome back. Making Sawdust. I like that. MAKIN apostrophe Sawdust. I dig it. Totally dig it. Not just Sawdust is here. Hello. I thought I'd put out my laptop and go to bed midnight over here. But no, Mr. Haas is on. Oh well. Let's get black coffee. Nice. That's the way I drink it. As black as my soul, baby. Scrapping Irish is here. Hello, Scrapping Irish. Welcome to All Things YouTube. There we go. See, Making Sawdust does $ taco. Boom. There you go. Dave says exclamation mark pizza. Look at this. Here's your pizza. Oh, wait, I just can't bring myself to use the pizza emoji. I just can't do it. No, that's not an emoji. Oh, fun stuff. Okay. I want to get right into this topic because it is nuts. Before I do, like the Facebook page and join the Facebook group. There's All Things YouTube on Facebook. Search for these terms. Play along. You'll be happy you did. Okay. What am I talking about? Well, let's talk about the copyright system on YouTube. Take a drink from my man crafting mug. Hashtag not sponsored. Mark Lindsay asks for ice cream. There you go. And he says, sweet. Nope, that's not an emoji. Oh, I love the chat. Okay. Now, YouTube has a copyright system which sniffs out intellectual property people might be using in their content that they shouldn't be using. So, big companies like these types of companies, movie companies and record labels, see, these are the big companies and they get to play in the system. So YouTube has a system called Content ID. I know that doesn't sound like a system, but if you hear me say Content ID, that's a tool called Content ID that big players get to use it. Who gets to do it? Massive industry folks. So think movies, movie studios, think television shows, think record companies, and very high influential large YouTube channels. There's a couple channels in the woodworking community. I have another YouTube channel called Awesome Wood Things. And I just rolled over 6,000 subscribers. Yay. Happy about that. On Awesome Wood Things. I don't have Content ID. You need, hundreds of thousands of subscribers to get Content ID. So what is Content ID? Content ID crawls YouTube looking for matches of content that is owned by these big players, okay? They look for visuals, but mostly audio clips. They look for audio clips. When they find an audio clip that's a match, then the claimant, these are the claimants, the people who made the claim can get to choose what they want to do with that video. And here are the choices. They can monetize the video, they can track it, which means let it alone, or they can block it, okay? Or they could levy a copyright strike against you. That's like the nuclear option. So this is how it works. So we as content creators, we create videos and then we get hit with these copyright claims. Now, when you make videos, you're not supposed to use stuff that isn't yours. You're supposed to use only stuff that's yours. Music and audio-visual stuff. It has to be owned by you. But there's reasons when you don't want to do that and you want to use someone else's stuff. Well, there's a few exceptions when you can. One, there's a legal doctrine called fair use. Only a judge can determine if fair use applies. But the language of, that's not a law, the language of this precedent is you're allowed to provide commentary on someone else's intellectual property, video or audio, and if you transform that work, work is a generic term for audio or video owned by someone else. If you transform the work, you're allowed to use that work without permission, and you're allowed to earn money on it for commercial purposes. Schools have always had an exception because in order to teach, you've got to use real-world examples, and if you weren't allowed to use real stuff to teach, no one could learn anything effectively. So education has a exception for copyright law, for example. So teachers allowed to bring something into the classroom and show it to you, and they don't owe the people who own whatever it is they're showing money for doing that because it's for a teaching use. But news channels are allowed to take content, put them on the news, and add to the content by doing something useful for society, commenting on it, criticizing it, making fun of it. This is all fair use. So that's ways you can use other people's stuff. Mark says, congrats, Matt. Thanks. You're talking about my recently 6,000 subscribers on Awesome With Things. So if you use someone else's audio in your video and you transform it, it's not just a whole video of a song, for example, then the copyright owner, which would be a record company most likely, could use Content ID to find it automatically, and then they could choose what they want to do here. They could... Pointing to stuff is very hard to do on camera. I can't do it this way. They could monetize it, they could track it, or they could block it. And what typically happens, almost always, they monetize it, okay? They take the money. And so you're not earning money on it, they're earning money on it. That's what happens almost all of the time. So now, there's ways you can hack YouTube and make it work to your advantage. So there's two use cases. Let's say you are monetized. So you're in the YouTube Partner Program. To be in the YouTube Partner Program, you need 4,000 watch hours over the past year and 1,000 subscribers, and you need to apply and be approved. Once you're in that, then YouTube will split the revenue earned from ads. I think you get 60%, they get 40% or something like that. And then you're a partner. You're partnered with YouTube. You're making content, YouTube's putting ads on it, and they share the revenue. First use case is with my new hack, instead of the claimant getting 100% of the revenue, now they only get half. Yay! So you could use someone else's work in your video, get all the eyeballs, get all the watch time, get all the revenue, and then instead of surrendering 100% of the revenue, you only surrender half the revenue. Or you're not in the YouTube Partner Program. You have less than 1,000 subscribers and or less than 4,000 watch hours, and you haven't applied, and you're not in the Partner Program. you can earn revenue. You can put ads on your video and earn revenue on them. Does this sound good to you? Okay. So one, you can stick it to the man, and you can instead of surrendering all of the ad revenue, surrender half, or you're not monetized, and then you can earn money on the ads on your video. Here's how to do it. Okay. Well, it's simple. To get Content ID, you need to be you need special access, the rare access. Hardly anyone has it. Only a few big players have it. You need this. How do you get this? I know how you get this. So what you do is you become one of these. Then you get this, and then you can monetize your own content. So what you want to do is you want to copyright claim your own stuff as a third party. So you want to create an entity that isn't your channel, that owns the copyright to a piece of work, become one of these big players, get Content ID, and then monetize your own video. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. And then, as I said, what are the benefits of that? The benefits are you're not going to, you can use other people's content, assuming they don't copyright strike you. Now, copyright claim and a copyright strike are two different things. And you could get copyright struck. You get 3 strikes and you're out. So, you can't go you can't go crazy with this. But sticking it to these guys and making them get no money or zero or half the money is much better. So, how do you do it? I'm going to tell you. Okay, so the first thing you do is the first thing you do is you have to create an original work. Okay, we're focusing on music here. So you need to have an original piece of music. It has to be 100% original, and you have to legally own the exclusive rights to it. Now, sometimes when you use these little apps that help you make songs and you pull down the little beat tracks and the drum tracks, that's not always an exclusive license. So what you do is you go out and you hire someone, and the digital marketplace is a blaze. Like, it's so easy to hire freelancers to do work for you and deliver you a digital good, albeit music or video or images or desktop publishing or copyright. There's freelance boards everywhere. So you pay someone maybe $100. Stay with me. So you pay someone $100 and you make sure you have the exclusive rights to it. And you want a 20-second, preferably 30-second long audio song that is 100% original. And that's easy. Now, I wouldn't say easy, but there are tons of people, more people than you can shake out a stick at. If you give them a handful of dollars, not much, $90, $100, $75, and to make you something. You say, I want something jazzy and I want something hip hop, or I want something this with a bass track and a drum beat and, guitar licks and piano. Hey, pianos are fun. But it has to be 100% original. And, they can just play with the keys, they'll go from A's to C's to G's, and, and they'll make you something if it's original. Then what you do is you become a record company, okay? That used to be really hard to do. Not now, not in 2020. You could do anything. So what you do is you go to one of these places, and I know this is super small here, but we'll zoom up on it. So these companies here are all companies where you can upload an original piece of music to. CD Baby, that's kind of a popular one. Kid, and you can upload a song to one of these places, and they will confirm it's original, which won't be hard to do because it is original. And then they'll push it out to Spotify, to iTunes, to Google Play Music, to everywhere. But they'll also, and this is the trick, see if you can find it down here, YouTube monetization, YouTube content ID monetization. They'll add it to the only the big players can play along with content IDs. They'll add it to the content ID system. Then you take, okay, so how do you do that? You get your original work, you pay for it, and you have to have a digital album cover. So you need like a 900 pixel by 900 pixel high resolution album cover. Just grab some freelance. My door, that's my dog. I do not have poltergeists. She came in. She's tiny. You can't see her. And you upload that into the system, and you choose you want it to be on copyright ID. Then it's in the system. Then you use that clip in all of your videos. So you have an intro or outro. You use that audio clip, and as long as it's over 20 seconds where you're not talking over top of it, it's a good chance the system will smack you. Like you're trying to get caught by, like in this case, Amuse. Amuse is a company, and it's completely free. It's free to sign up. There's no distribution fee. There's no yearly fee. There's no fees for adding different outlets like iTunes and stuff like that. Now, the reason it's free is kind of complicated, but it's a 60-day to get your money out. It's 60. It's like 2 months. 2 months to get your money. Where these other players, this is for musicians. This is for bands. This is for bands that want to make it big, and then a lot of them have commissions. So if they find your stuff, they'll take part of your sales. Amuse is taking nothing. It costs you literally nothing. One of these is how long it takes to get your stuff. To get your revenue. Let me find it. Here, payment, 2 months. Yeah, 60 days. See, these others will get you every week. They'll get you within 45 days. This is almost immediate. So, I mean, this is for, you own a band and you want to be this is your profession. You go to one of these places and you do this. But here's this guy that came on the scene a couple years ago, and for no out of pocket, the little 6,000 subscriber, I shouldn't say little, but small YouTube channel, now I can play. So you take this $100 clip, you shove it up into Amaze pushes it out everywhere, it's in the Content ID system, then you use it. And then your video will get smacked by Amaze as a copyright claim. There you go. Now, if you're vlogging, out on the street and a car rolls by and they're playing Welcome to the Jungle and, Warner Records smacks you, well, now they can't take all your money because Amaze has a copyright claim, which is really you. You're catching all the revenue. And Warner Brother has it too. And they'll fight it out. A lot of times it'll just stay deadlocked forever because that's the way YouTube is. YouTube says there can only be one owner. So let's see. Matt, when they kick you off YouTube, you will lose all your channels and just the one is, something ethical. Well, here's the thing. I don't think YouTube cares. YouTube doesn't care about copyright claims. They're hands off. And they won't even decide. You've got to go to a judge because if a claimant says that's my stuff and you say, no, I disagree, and they don't accept it, then you got to go to court. And no one wants to go to court. someone's got to back down, or it stays stuck, or you actually end up going to court, and no one wants to do that. So, but copyright claims don't stop your video from being pushed out. They don't stop you from making it to the front page. They don't stop you from going to recommended. It doesn't stop you. There's no there's apparently no downside to having a video get copyright claimed. As long as you're not getting strikes, you're good. Now, you could get a strike. But I had my Prince video. I basically took all of Prince's song, the artist formerly known as Prince, and but if I would have had my own little audio clip, then I would be earning half the revenue, and the video would probably likely not be taken down off. They probably wouldn't have been blocked, because there would be more than one claimant. And how can one claimant demand action on a video if another claimant says it's mine? So it's protection. And then also, you're not advertising. Guess what? If a claimant claims a video, they can put all the ads on it they want. They can put the 6-second skippable ad. They can put the unskippable ad. They can put the mid-roll ads. They can put the ending ads. They can put the information flyout box ads. They can put the little ads on the. They can throw ads all over it. So what you do is, like, you're not monetized. You put your own song in the outro, like, say, here's the video YouTube thinks you might like, and you might want to click on this and subscribe to me. And I've got a Patreon. As you're talking, there could be your clip playing, or ideally you wouldn't talk over it. But anyway, it would be your clip playing. You get smacked by copyright ID. Now your video's got all these ads on it, and Omaze is collecting all the revenue, and Omaze is taking 0% of it. They're passing all of the revenue on to you. So it's as if you're monetized. Instead of YouTube paying you, YouTube would pay Omaze, and Omaze, I don't know why I call it Omaze. It's or Amuse. I'm sorry. It's Amuse. So YouTube will pay Amuse, and then Amuse will pay you. Now, you've got to have more than $10, I think. What is it? You've got to accrue. There's a minimum you've got to earn. I forget what it says. Or maybe not. Yeah, $10. So as long as you have $10 accrued on ads from your own video that were monetized by Amaze, and you're willing to wait the 2 months, boom, you're monetized. Now, there's more benefit. Now, let's see what the chat's saying before I go over more benefits. Okay. But can't there be more than one copyright claim against a video? So you wouldn't really get half. That's a good question. I don't know how that is. They might not. You're right. So if you went nuts, you put a Disney clip, and then you put an NFL clip, and then you put a Miley Cyrus song. Why would you want to? And then you put your own song, you would get 4 copyright claims. Yeah, presumably you would get a quarter of the revenue, but you wouldn't get jack squat. Not only that, the claimants now have to timestamp where the copyright claim is. Suppose 2 claimants come along with 2 different examples of violations. Yeah, well, that's true no matter what. I mean, my solution doesn't conflict with that. That's just a activity that the claimants have to start doing now, which is good, because manual claims, the content ID would always tell you exactly where it was, because it's automated. A computer found it. It says it starts at second 4, goes to second 55. That's where the infringing content is. But manual claims did not require that. Now manual claims do require that. Yellow. Maybe you're referring. Hi, Frankie CNC and Woodworking Channel. Maybe Frankie's talking about the yellow check mark. Maybe, I don't know. Get right on that, Mark. He says he's on it with my example. Jeffrey's here. Hi, Jeffrey. Jeffrey Lorio. Welcome. Amazing. Thanks. We're welcome. up until now, I have my songs on reverberation. Is that to kind of fake out the content ID system and obfuscate that you used it? I think big companies will just use copyright strikes against people they find doing it. Well, they could strike your channel. That is a risk that you would have to take. But you know, now, the thing you would do is you would add this video or this audio that you own to every one of your videos. It would get copyright claimed. And ideally, you're playing by the rules and no one's going to be nefarious and try and hit you with an unscrupulous copyright claim. That's the whole point. This combats the unscrupulous abuse of the copyright ID system. Because let's face it, these big companies set it, or they farm it out. They put in their parameters once. They sit back and they just cash the check. They don't even look at it. They're just They're just monetizing videos. Anywhere it comes up, the default is just monetize the videos. And if I want to do something and I want to get off my butt and look at it, then I'll get off my butt and look at it. That's really what happens here. It's all automated. And YouTube doesn't care. YouTube does not care about videos getting copyright claimed. They care about strikes. They don't care about it getting claimed. You can get claimed 6 ways from Sunday. They don't care. It doesn't impact anything. A lot of bigger channels get most of their revenue from Patreon. And they, as a benefit, they have 0 ads on all of their stuff. They're like, I just want YouTube for my audience, and I'll collect revenue elsewhere. Some people do that. And this is a way they can force no ads on it. They can try to. Because I think if the Amuse chooses the no ad policy and another claimant wants ads, since it's a conflict, I don't think ads will appear, because one of the two people claiming the video is theirs wants no ads, and YouTube can't legally side one way or the other. I think the default is no ads. So people are using it as a way to ensure all of their content on YouTube has no ads, which is a different use case. A lot of people want ads. They want the revenue. But revenue from content IDs or revenue from YouTube Partner Program, it's not that much money. Well, it's the percentage of money that a channel owner is earning through multiple revenue streams is usually minimal with the ads. If you're doing YouTube right, the money you earn from ads, it might be a lot of money, but it should be proportionally smaller than other forms. You're selling merch, you have deals with brand deals with companies. Like, that should be your bread and butter. What's Mark saying here? I can only see using some original music, uploading it to that music service, then using that to be able to qualify for Content ID. That part sounds pretty cool, actually. Not at our level, it isn't. I mean, it isn't much money at our level. Well, that's true. So it could be, yeah. Is it right for everyone? No, but if you want in the YouTube Partner Program, this is the way to circumvent it. Basically, the point is the system is so automated, and so it was so slanted towards the music companies. Why don't you just be a music company? Just be a music company, and then you can reap all the benefits, because no one cares. No one cares. So you might as well, if this is what you want to do, it's now completely free for you to play in this world that only these guys got to play in. There you go. You got to be a big player. You got to be a big player. Not anymore. Now you can have this. You can become this to get that. And you can do it for free. And just pay for an original jingle. I did it. I paid someone for an original piece of music. I'll show it to you. See if I can find it. I paid someone to write me a song to enter in a contest for my web hosting company, and I won the contest, and I got the prize, which was awesome. So let me go to this. I'll put this in the chat. DreamHost is the best hosting company. When it comes to your website, they have... Yeah. This is just a simple little what do they call these little slideshow video? Not slideshow video, but anyway, I needed to make a music video. I didn't know how to do this. I did this in 2015, 2014, 2013, 2012 maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so I went on one of the freelance boards, had someone build this for me and write the original music, and I have the copyright to it. I could take that song, upload it to a Muse, get it in the, I have to have a high resolution album cover. But for me, I'm, come on, we're content creators. We can make artwork, and boom. Then if I would slap that song onto my video, I would get copyright claimed by a Muse, and half the revenue would go to a Muse, and 100% of it would come to me in 60 days, and then half the revenue would apparently come to me, or no, 100% of the revenue. 100% of the revenue will go to a Muse, and then I would get it all through. I don't know. But, here's the thing. Someone kind of figured this out. I'm kind of upset that I didn't figure it out. I guess I'm not in a band, so I never really thought about the process of becoming a band full time. But hey, all things CNC is here. I think that's David Jones, right? Is that you, David Jones? Yeah, it's his other channel. So there you go. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to share with you. I just thought it was cool. There's a oh, and here's the company's website, and it's pretty easy. There's an app. You can upload your song through your cell phone, through their app on your cell phone. And I took a picture of the one screen grab. Let's see if I can find it. No, that's not it. There it is. Oh, come on. Is that one it? Or is it that one? Oh, now it's launching Photoshop. Photoshop is a beast. Oh, I got another shout out on Live Streaming Pros. Yay. Yeah, here we go. So this is the app. When you get to this screen, YouTube Content ID looks after your sound recordings on YouTube, both in other people's videos and on your own channel. To be able to monetize your sound recordings on YouTube, you need to have an exclusive rights for the beats that are used in the track. And like I said, you do that. And then you click the Monetize button. monetize my music every time my recordings are used in a video. If someone steals your video, you get monetized because a Muse will slam them. YouTube will send a message to all users of the music, including myself, that states the music is claimed by a Muse, but the music is 100% mine. Yep, click that button and you are now a record label. Or more accurately, you have access to the same tools a record label has. So you can copyright claim your own video and not give up a lot of money for the people who wrongly accuse you of stealing their copyrighted work. And there's a lot of abuse out there. So you can lessen your dollar impact. Or if you're not monetized, you can become monetized by getting copyright claimed by a Muse from the company that you own who's working with the Muse. So you're two entities. You're your YouTube channel and you're the record label. They're both you. I think it's kind of fun. Isn't that kind of cool? I think that's kind of cool. Well, before I go, I've always mentioned that, I'm not one to complain on the internet about almost anything. I don't. If I need to complain, I'll find the people who can actually do something and go in front of them and then make my request. That's kind of how I roll. I don't like screaming into the void and doing this. So this streaming software that I'm using, I had that it said rate my software because I paid for it. It's not cheap. I paid for it. And they were like, hey, give us a rating on Facebook. So I'm like, all right. My first sentence was, I dig it, period. Kind of giving it I dig it because I do like the software. But then I said, it really needs to have this feature and it really needs to have that feature. And if it had both of those, it would be unstoppable. So I didn't slam them, but I made it known that, these two critical features are lacking. And these features exist in free stuff that's already out there. And this is paid commercial software. And it's missing these two features. And I really wanted it. Well, then they come on and they're like, tell me more. We want to know describe what you're trying to do. So I worked up a whole big graphic description with the paragraph. I broke it all down. I'm like, it should do this in this way. And then here's what the user would do. I kind of, in plain English, described what I'm trying to do and I couldn't do. And I modeled out these two things. And they're like, then they came back a week later and they're like, why don't we give you access to the beta version? And one of the two things that you said you wanted to do is in this beta version. So now I have access to the beta version because last week, if you blinked, you missed it, or if you weren't here, but my countdown timer, I have the this video with the bullet points. The audio was all out of sync, so I wanted a way to make sure that worked, and then they did it. So they did it. So and I redid this thing down here. This looks a little more clean, I think. So that was fun. Remember, every time you go live or every time you upload a video, try and make something a little bit better. And I think I did with this and with that. So look who's here. Rockin' Woodworks, Eloy Escojedo. Welcome, brother. Let me add to what happened to me just last week. YouTube sent me a copyright claim on one of my documentaries. Well, the video and audio file I used was from Internet Archives. It was public domain. I searched the source that the claimed and the musician had used the audio from the same public domain since he did it first. YouTube's copyright system thought it was his audio. They had to retract the claim. End story. Yeah. And that's another nefarious thing. And I talked about how people abuse it, but I really didn't explain it. And Eloy, that is exactly the use case. Rockin' Woodworks. Exactly the use case is For example, Pulp Fiction, popular movie a while ago, but some people put clips of the movie in their YouTube video and they add commentary over top of it, and it's fair use. Now they don't own Pulp Fiction, but they could use that work in their video for commercial purposes and get money under fair use. Now remember, only a judge can say if it's fair use, but there's legal precedent, blah, blah, blah. Well, a rapper used part of the audio of Pulp Fiction in a rap song, put his rap song through a music label, like a Muse, and then slapped the guy doing commentary about Pulp Fiction. Why does the guy who has a YouTube channel that does commentary about Pulp Fiction owe a rapper for using Pulp Fiction? That's exactly what Eloy just said. Someone else used public stuff, used stuff they didn't own, and put it in. Now that's a no-no. That's a big no-no. Also, government audio recordings and songs that are really old are in the public domain. So there was a military, I think it was the Marines sang the Star-Spangled Banner. Public domain, because it's a government video and the song is old enough that it can't be it's out of copyright. So it's uncontested this is free to use. Well, someone took that free to use government clip of the Marines singing the Star-Spangled Banner, put it in their own whatever, put it through their record company, and then they were claiming it. And this is why it's hard to be YouTube, because of this type of crap. Oh, he was a rapper, Matt. Yes. Hey, people are finding people to... I love that. People are saying, hey, I like your stuff. And they're doing that. That's great. That's great. All right, folks. Well, I'm glad I was able to give you an All Things YouTube here on a Monday where I thought I wasn't going to be on because I have to prepare my taxes or prepare my work, prepare all my documents so my tax preparer can do my taxes. But I had to share this with everyone. So thank you. So go out there, create an original song through a freelancer, throw them $75, put it through a Muse, add it to your video, and start getting copyright claimed by a Muse, and then grab all of the revenue from that copyright claim because it's going to go to you in 60 days. Hey, then if anyone does this stuff, what happened to Eloy? Well, Eloy, you would, if you wouldn't have contested it, and they would have stuck you to it, you could have had half the revenue instead of. Anyway, make the system work for you. I love this. See, this is a market correction. It's a market correction. When something's unfair, the market finds a way. Same thing with commercials on television. People got so sick of watching commercials on television. TiVo, they could skip the ads. You could DVR it and skip them. That's a market correction. It got, all the television companies would have to do is just not kill us with ads, and we would have been fine. No one would have thought to do that. So, yeah. Oh, not just sawdust. Got to go. It's getting late. Thanks for stopping by. All right, we're going to leave it here. Next show is Monday the 3rd. Oh, I don't have any links for you. I don't have that available. Doggone it. Well, you know the drill. Find me here. And then next week, 7 p.m., I'll be here again with How to Be Awesome on YouTube. All right, we'll leave it here, folks. Good night. If anyone does this, let me know. Call me. Send me a direct message if you do it. I might do it just for funsies. Why? It's free. It doesn't cost anything. Well, I'd have to pay someone to make me a song, but who knows? Oh, questions coming in. All right, we'll wait for this question from Mark. Trampled Underfoot podcast tomorrow night. Look us up here on YouTube. Yes, go do that. Eloy Escojedo and Mark do that. I qualified for channel membership. Nice, Mark. What would you offer to members if you didn't have time to create exclusive content? You could offer answers. You have teaching content, Mark, where a lot of people have questions. You could offer one-day turnaround for any CNC question, something like that. See, when you say don't have time to create exclusive content, I think that needs a little bit. Is there any wiggle room there, Mark? I mean, polls. With memberships, a lot of times in the community tab, Mark, you can set some community posts for members only, and you could do polls. And I know it doesn't sound like fun as a reward to have your viewers go click something, but a poll is a way your audience could give you input on future content. So your poll could be, I'm going to do a video on topic A, B, or C. Tell me, only my members can see this poll, and then whichever one has the highest, that's the one you deliver. So in a way, your members can have a perk of getting content from you that they want to see. Do you know if it's possible to offer exclusive live streams for members only? That is coming. Yes, it is. They're building that in because the old way was to make it unlisted, give the link, and then hope no one spreads the unlisted link out to the masses. Yes, now there's a way. If it doesn't exist yet, it will exist soon. There is a way that you can qualify that only membership levels have access to that video. I know it's definitely on uploaded videos. I think it's also on live streams. It could be something else you do. There we'll have to figure out what it was. There was this 20 things you can offer on Patreon, which is a direct relation to memberships. So, to see if I can find that content. Maybe I won't be able to find it, but there's a lot of good ideas out there. So, have access to questions, easier access to get answers to their questions could be a perk. Polls. I mean, how hard is it to do a poll? I mean, maybe you shoot 3 videos, you have them all ready to go, and you do the poll, and then whatever one they say, you just push up there. So it wouldn't be any more effort on your part. You just give the decision to them. Merch. I mean, I know you don't have time, but can you enable a certain type of merch? Could be pretty hands-off, although maybe not with the shipping. I don't know. Good question. I'll chew on that some more, Mark, and let you know what I come up with. Good question. All right, folks, we're going to leave it here. Take care. We'll see you next week. I'll be around the internet. Just come find me. Oh, he says I might be able to do some merch. Who doesn't want mustache? Will it have mustaches in it, Mark? I hope so. All right. Take care. Drop a like if you haven't already. That helps the channel. It's free to do. All right. Bye, folks. Take care.